What's going on, everybody? Today we're rebuilding the rear master cylinder on my 1992 XJ600 Seca II. If you've been following along, you know that we've rebuilt the rear caliper, but it still really doesn't work well. And I'm thinking this crusty old rear master cylinder needs its guts refreshed. So that's why I ordered a kit from All Balls Racing to rebuild the rear master cylinder. Surprisingly, this rear master rebuild kit matches many other bikes, including the FZ6. So any of you FZ6 guys out there need it, it's available. All Balls Racing, it matches many different bikes. To get into rebuilding this master cylinder, we need to get it off the bike and obviously empty the brake fluid. So to get it out, it's a couple Allen keys here. Before we completely take it off, I'm gonna crack the banjo fitting here so it's easier to do when it's attached to the bike still. Then you just have to disconnect it from the foot pedal here, and then it'll be off the bike, able to be disassembled. Before we get into it, please smash the like and subscribe button down below. Now let's go. Before I got the cameras rolling, I thought I'd just give it an impact, and I broke my tool off right in the socket. So I just had my stubby impact with my long wobble, and yeah, we snapped that right off in there, which really sucks. It's not a cheap tool. I guess we might have to drill these out. I'm gonna get my Allen key out and see if I can get this one out and see what I can do about this, but this is not a good way to start the job. So some progress has been made. We've got a through hole all the way through the bolt with just an 1/8 inch hole. We're gonna see if I can get my Allen head back on it and see if I can bust it loose after drilling a hole through it. If not, start drilling it larger. Yo, what? This bolt shouldn't be spinning. It's got a hole through it. No way, man. All right, well, we're just gonna leave that so that we have a nice stable attachment point for the other one. Just gonna leave it nipped up. With my trusty needle nose pliers, I retrieved the ball end of that Allen key from the bolt because it was trapped in there that came off the end of my Allen key. So now time to drill that one and not have this tool steel in the way. Okay, the master cylinder's loose. Hooray! Theme of this bike is crust. Alright. Okay. Mission accomplished. Super crusty. Oh, nice. Got some movement. Nice. Ah, rear set. That aside. Sick. Let's just leave this upside down. All right, now with the rear master on the table, we got to get this nut loose so we can get this boot off and wind this off so that we can look inside here. There we go. This one obviously comes off with the bracket, just sits inside. Just gonna try and work this boot off. We have a new one. There we go. We got a circlip in there we got to disconnect. Okay, popped. Alright, found some brake fluid. Shit! There we go. So we got the spring. We're gonna clean all this crud out because you can see so much dirt in here. So with our rear master disassembled, we got our new All Balls rebuild kit laid out in front of us. If you're curious, that's the part number. And this is how it looks like when it's assembled. This is your housing, spring first, then it goes plunger. This domed end rests on the plunger, and this sits on the outside after you've put on the circlip. So we're gonna reinstall this now. I'm gonna put a bit of brake fluid all over it so it doesn't go in dry, and also ensure that you have absolutely zero debris in the tunnel of your master cylinder. Any debris will cause damage to the O-rings and stuff that move up and down sliding in the cylinder. So after a lot of fight, trying to hold it, compress it, and put a circlip in, this is the next best bet, a third hand. No! So after fighting with my thumbs and a screwdriver to try and get a snap ring back in place, I said screw it, went to Canadian Tire, bought a set of snap ring pliers I've been putting off for a long time. Now it should just go in. Keyword should. Oh, bro. Damn it. It's in. Who'd have thought the right tool would do the job so much better than a bunch of nonsense. Now that's all that's left to do to put this back together is put the boot in. It just hooks down in these grooves here and then get it on the seal here. Then put the little fork attachment on the end. You generally want to keep an idea of where this nut is. I didn't really want to take it off for this reason because it affects how long the fork will be. But you know, it's gonna be a lot easier to get this boot on when it's not there. There we go. That's tucking in better. There we go. Finally. God, this all balls kit fits really well, but it's just a tight fit. They don't leave any room for mistakes. Like the thickness of the groove on the rubber boots here is just on. Now with the rear master and hose connected, it's just a matter of bleeding the system. I've got my 8mm on the rear bleed nipple on the caliper, and I got the hose coming off into a little collection bucket. Simple procedure for bleeding the brakes. Just press down, open bleeder, let it stop, close bleeder, lift toe. Repeat. Check on the fluid level in your master cylinder so you don't run that dry, because that kind of defeats the purpose. So keep that topped up, bleed, bleed, bleed. Hopefully, get some good pressure. Let's find out. That's a pretty good start for no choke. Oh wait, that was, yeah, no choke. It's a little better. Well, it's not much better. That kind of sucks. Do these rear brakes just suck? Well, that's a wrap on rebuilding the rear master cylinder on this 1992 Yamaha XJ600 Seca II. And for all that struggle, I wouldn't really say we made the brakes that much better. They're a little more sensitive, but the full-on max brake pressure isn't great. I have my regrets about diving into this job because the bolts were incredibly stubborn. You know, sometimes things are better left alone, but you don't know until you try and find out. So if you enjoyed watching me struggle with drilling out bolts, having every bad luck in the book, smash the like and subscribe button down below because it really helps me out. And thanks for watching, and as always, have a good day.